Those vendors accused of tearing down that fence on Cabbage Beach appeared in the magistrate's court this morning to answer to charges of destruction. Good Thursday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altafiz Munnings.
I'm Kishal Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, they've been making headlines since last week when they protested by blocking the entrance to the Paradise Island Bridge and taking their protest to the beach.
Well, our friend Carrie was at the magistrate's court this morning for their arraignment. However, she tells us that it didn't go as anticipated.
Police blocked off portions of South Street in the vicinity of the Magistrate Court complex in anticipation of the arrival of 10 beach vendors expected to be charged for causing damage to a fence over Paradise Island. A large group also showed up, apparently in support for the vendors. Those accused are Irvin Moxie, Francis Johnson, Derek Cox, Jarrell Sanders, Miguel Joseph, Lincoln Bain, Herbert McIntosh, Sam Butler, Trevor Lightbourne, and Derek Roll. However, the arraignment did not go as anticipated. That's because lawyers for the accused, including DNA leader Branville McCartney, Paul Moss, Donald Saunders, Halston Moutry, Khalil Parker, and Lanisha Roll, all objected to their client entering a plea to the charges. Leading the charge was Branville McCartney, who represents Irvin Moxie. He objected to Moxie entering a plea, explaining that during the police interview, Moxie was not cautioned or informed of the additional charges of unlawful assault of 2 police officers. McCartney also alleged that due process had not been followed. Paul Moss also noted that his clients Francis Johnson, Jarrell Sanders, and Derek Cox were charged at the Paradise Island Police Station 3 days ago with causing damage. He recalled that during the interview, at no time were they arrested, questioned, or charged with disorderly behavior or obstruction. The submissions of McCartney and Moss were adopted by attorneys Donald Sutherland, who represents Miguel Joseph, Lincoln Bain, Herbert McIntosh, Sam Butler, and Trevor Lightbourne. Khalil Parker and Lanisha Roll also adopted those submissions. They represent Derek Roll. Parker also alleged ambush by prosecution. Parker then asked that the prosecution explain the allegations so that the court would know how to proceed. In response, Police Prosecutor Assistant Superintendent of Police Clifford Daxon maintained that the charges were in compliance with the law. He also suggested that the charges be read to the defendants, noting that if they fail to enter a plea, there are provisions under the law for the court to enter a plea on their behalf. Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt then adjourned the matter to 2:30 in the afternoon.
Now, it's unclear at this time exactly how these defendants will plead. However, they are determined to do it in accordance with the law.
We may have to take this to another level, and that is malicious prosecution. And we see what is going on now, them not being ready. I'm very curious to see what they're going to produce.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Well, 10 people accused of causing damage to a fence on Paradise Island returned to court this afternoon, where most of them refused to enter a plea, with the exception of Irvin Moxie, who pleaded not guilty to the obstruction charges. Chief Magistrate Joanne Ferguson Pratt told the court that by refusing to enter a plea would result in an automatic no guilty plea by the court on the accused's behalf. Now, the accused was granted $1,800 police bail with one surety. 7 of the accused were ready to have their bail signed.